I don't know how many people actually watched this when I posted it, but you should watch this. If you're actually interested in anti-cheat technology. Good anime, by the way. We were gonna look at the patch notes, weren't we? Changes in feedback. We want to see this. What does this say? Oh, we heard you. Good. I love you, Laperza. I love you. Event visibility, player agency in the event, which is population, I assume. Oversight that had unintended negative impact on player behavior. Personal contribution effort. Effects. As a result of adding personal rewards for participation, we got some undesired player behavior. Like ghost capping and stacking one side. While our capture rate, defend rate, player deaths, and mean playtime are all up from last week, the average number of deaths per player per successful capture decreased by 11%. Rampant ghost capping, maybe. What about fights where it's just one side raping the other? Long-term, our ideal solution is to scale all objective rewards with effort and risk, such that players are greatly rewarded for challenging encounters. Good. And they are rewarded little for effortless one. Also good, which takes into account Big Pop, I hope. We're in a better defining what a successful defense is, so that it's more intuitive and less exploitable. What? Capping back and forth instantly? I really don't know why they can't use the XP system. XP system would definitely be very good for what they're looking forward to. They could use the XP system and modify it so it's more objective based. Then tie it into the WDS system. Or turn one into the other. You could just erase the XP system and make it a world domination score or something like that. They're going to make defenses more rewarding than attacks. What? This, oh my god, people are just going to camp. Means there'll be cheese more. Trying to encourage more fight creation. You have to actually encourage people for fighting, not just for... Yeah, so they swapped values with attack and defense. They didn't give personal rewards more or less because it's more... Current rewards are most beneficial to free players. They wanted to make sure it's tuned before they give out decent stuff. Oh, if you guys want to look at this, by the way, while I'm reading it, you can look at it too. Maybe I should post that link. You can reward people, like I said, you can make it more objective-based lockjaw. Like, increase the points for captures, successful defenses, basically making the system more flexible for what's happening in and around people. Not just for the end result, which is a capture of a base or a defense of a base. What defines the capture and the defense and what it takes to get there is what really matters on a personal level and for making a good battle. And of course, the end result still matters, which is what you can go for, but you have to make it profitable to get there. Cool. The elusive fourth faction. Does not exist? What? It's not just one. Fourth faction is not just one person. It's like the fourth faction phenomena is like when a bunch of people all hop on one side so that snowballs into a win. They really should be looking. Like, it doesn't look like they're analyzing. They do have statistics available, apparently, but it doesn't look like they're analyzing them right. Weird as that sounds. Like, they really should be looking at the amount of people that hop onto the same faction, not specific people in general. Like, you're not out to punish the person switching factions to get on the winning side. You have to look for people all hopping onto a winning side and making a snowball into a complete and utter win because of population. Cap the point, guys. Guys, just cap the point. Yeah, but like the fourth faction, so like fourth faction you don't have to get rid of as like in and of itself. Like it would be nice if people were limited to one player, one faction per server. Not one player, one faction per server. But you don't necessarily need to do that to make WDS work. Like the reason people, like the root of the problem of people switching to a fourth faction strategy to get on the winning side is because they're stuck. They want the points. They want to win. So, like, you have to encourage people for losing. You have to make it so I've long since given up on posting to forums, politician. So, like, just stuff like that. It's either going to turn into a bitch fest or it'll turn into, like, you get there's a lot of stigmas and also like forum police, essentially, just people that go around the forums and they try to downplay anyone that doesn't end up in their way. And of course your opinion gets lost in the sea of other opinions. But I talk about patch notes on my stream a little bit, but other than that I don't really visit forums. It's a waste of time in my opinion. For me, I have other things I'd rather spend time on. So I just like cover them a little bit on my stream and that's it. But like the fourth faction, as we're talking about, fourth factioning is a symptom. It's a symptom of the problem, which is a non-working WDS system, which is people want to get on the winning side, they want easy points. So you have to make a system where people enjoy losing. As weird as that sounds, no one likes losing. I mean, I don't like losing. I don't like dying. I know everyone's like, Ben Sam, you die so much, but I don't like dying. I don't. It just happens. But you have to make a system where people will feel like they aren't trying in vain against like an unstoppable horde, like 50% VS pop rolling over your 17%. So you have to give them like rewards for it, or you have to make them feel better about themselves. You can do little intrinsic things to reward people, make them feel good. Like even extra points, they don't even need to mean anything. If you give people a score, a good scoring system means a lot to people. So if you reward people for doing things that are risky, which they'd set up at top here, rewarding people for risky behavior or for, that does work out, not just being risky in general, but behavior that does work out and like making things more overall fun. I know, politician, but Yeah, well, there's people watching my stream, and I hope they actually, if they hear about it, then maybe they'll actually talk about it with other people, and it spreads like that. It's not just one person, talking blindly into a screen. So, stuff like this eventually makes its way around. The better ideas, especially, so. And if it doesn't come from the person coming up with their idea themselves, it has more credibility. Something like if I just come on there and soapbox or just hammer out this is the way you should do it, your ideas are all bad. It doesn't mean as much as people accepting things they think are good ideas and should be part of the game and actually, relaying them in their own words to people. So it does make its way around, even if I don't get credibility for it or I don't, whore up attention or something like that. But, yeah, this is like, fourth factioning is a symptom of a poor scoring system. The imbalance, the brokenness, that you can term it that, of the WDS system is because the scoring system itself is broken. And like the XP system can be retooled. Oh, you already do it. They already do it, Pat. It doesn't take that, like, people think, I don't know why they have such a simplistic scoring system for WDS. It's capture and defense. This is it. And there's so many different ways to abuse this. Like I said, they could use the XP system and convert it to the WDS system. If they really want this to work, if they want the WDS system to actually be part of their game, they convert the XP system to the WDS system. And basically the WDS system just rewards you certs as well, but it also has, like, it scores based on captures and defenses, and like you'll weight things, so you'll have your personal score in there, like heals, revives, kills. Deaths don't mean anything. Deaths don't. But like captures, if you're sitting around an objective, if you recapture an objective in a certain amount of time, maybe, and there's intense fighting going around it, you can make a really robust system, a really robust scoring system. That's actually part of something I'm working on, or I did work on for my game that I want. I actually have my scoring system figured out. But as long as you score it properly, people will enjoy just playing the game simply. Like, score is just a number, kills is just a number, deaths is just a number, money is just money. Stuff like that, it only has meaning if you give it meaning, and if a scoring system has really good meaning, people will look at it and they will, jerk off over it. Like, people were jerking off over the KD system, which means the scoring system wasn't good enough because it didn't represent everything that was there, and they felt the need to perpetuate the KD system. So, like, if you have a scoring system in general, you can take into account people's actions, and it already does. We're talking about patch Morris or Morris. But you can already, it's already there. Part of it, at least. It's better than the WDS system. Most definitely better than the WDS system. And they can tie the two together. I don't even, like, right now they have two separate systems. They have the WDS system and they have the XP system. XP system still rewards you for capturing points. Right? It's like absolutely nothing, which should be fixed in and of itself. The scoring system should be fixed, but it's not scoring as in the XP system. They should reward more for objective-based gameplay instead of farming kills, cert farming, which is what everyone does right now, which is kind of silly to begin with. Gifted the facility to the venue. Yes, it was negotiations. Yeah, so people see KD as a reflection of skill, which is not true. Yeah, it can easily be manipulated, but if a score can be a reflection of skill, you can make a scoring system a very good reflection of skill. And then you could break it down to a sub-scoring system. One of the games you have not watched me play, but I really enjoy, it's an older RTS called Rise of Legends. Very, very robust scoring system. Very stat-oriented scoring system, too. It had, like, breakdowns for graphs and everything like that. That's very important for player feedback, for players helping to learn about themselves and how to fix things. But, like, you can spend quite a bit of time thinking this out, and they really should. It really shows that they haven't, and I'm not begging on Sony or Soe, but they have to spend more time working on the scoring system, make players feel better about themselves for trying and participating with battles and trying to become more than just a cert whore or farming kills. Like knives, there you go, another one that should be rewarded. getting knife kills on people. Although it can also be abused. You know, you give a little bit more points. Max kills should be rewarded more. Size objectives, also assets.